Starseed from Gaia, you are not built the same as those around you. And deep within your core, you have always known this. I am Ophelia, emissary of the Galactic Federation of Light, and I carry this transmission to you directly from the Arcturian Council, delivered at this precise moment because the timing of your awakening is no accident. What lives inside you is not a flaw, not a wound, not a quirk of personality. It is a gift encoded before your arrival on this planet, a rare architecture of soul that no one else in your immediate world carries in the same form. You have felt the distance between yourself and others. You have sensed that you perceive differently, feel more deeply, see beyond what is visible. That is not imagination. That is memory. That is your design activating. By the end of this transmission, you will understand exactly how to recognize the gift that is uniquely yours, how to stop diminishing it, and how to align with the cosmic purpose it was always meant to serve. But here's the first revelation. The very thing that has made you feel most alone on Gaia is the exact thing the Arcturian Council has been waiting for you to claim. You did not find this message. It found you. This is not content. It is a code. Something inside you is already responding to these words because your soul called this in. You have been waiting to remember. Like this transmission to signal to your star family, I am ready. Subscribe if your mission is activating and you are aligning with your true purpose. Hum at 999 if you feel your cosmic remembrance returning. Declare your galactic intention below and reply to another soul's declaration. Amplify the signal, anchor the light. This is not just a message. It is a point of reconnection between who you have been pretending to be and who you actually are. The Arcturian Council speaks clearly. Gaia needs what only you carry. No one else holds this particular light in this particular form. You are not here by accident, and that gift, the one we're speaking of, it isn't something you developed. It isn't something you earned through discipline or accumulated through years of seeking. It was written into the architecture of your soul before you drew your first breath in this dimension. You carried it through the veil. You carried it through the forgetting. And even when you had no name for it, even when the world around you gave you every reason to doubt it, something in you kept whispering that you were different, not better, not above, different in the way a tuning fork is different from the noise around it. You exist at a specific resonance, and that resonance is rare. Think about what that really means. To carry something so fundamental, so woven into the very substance of what you are, that no amount of conditioning, suppression, or forgetting could fully extinguish it. Other people accumulate gifts the way they accumulate skills, through repetition, through refinement, through the slow layering of experience over time. But what you carry did not arrive that way. It did not require practice. It did not require a teacher. It arrived with you, the way light arrives with the sun. Not as something the sun decided to produce, but as something inseparable from what the sun fundamentally is. You did not choose this frequency in the way a person chooses a career or a belief system. You were this frequency before you had a name, before you had a body, before you entered the breathtaking and often bewildering experiment of incarnating into this particular dimension of reality. And here is what that means in terms you can feel right now, in this moment. You cannot lose it. You can suppress it. You can doubt it. You can spend decades walking in the opposite direction of it. But you cannot unmake what was written into you before the architecture of this world had any influence over you at all. The gift is still there. It has always been there, and it is waiting, not with impatience, not with judgment, but with the quiet, luminous certainty of a signal that has been broadcasting continuously and will continue to broadcast long after every distraction that tried to drown it out has fallen silent. Some transmissions don't come through words, but through frequency. If something stirred within you just now, you may be ready to receive the hidden Arcturian keys of awakening. This short yet powerful ebook carries ancient Arcturian techniques for conscious expansion, multi-dimensional alignment, and mission remembrance. The link is in the first pinned comment, but only for a limited time. Now here is where most starseeds lose themselves, not in darkness, not in failure. They lose themselves in the attempt to translate what they carry into a language this world recognizes. You have spent years, perhaps this entire lifetime, trying to make your gift legible to people who are still operating on a frequency that cannot yet receive it. And in that effort, in that exhausting and heartbreaking translation process, something began to happen. You started to question whether the gift was real. You started to wonder if maybe you had imagined it, if maybe the longing you felt for something more, something higher, something ancient and familiar, was just a symptom of a mind that couldn't accept ordinary life. And so the doubt crept in, not loudly, not all at once, but slowly, quietly. It layered itself over your signal like interference over a transmission. Sit with that image for a moment. A transmission that is still broadcasting, still carrying its full frequency, still moving through space with perfect precision, but interrupted, clouded by static that was never part of the original signal. That is what happened to you. That is what happens to so many souls who came in carrying a bandwidth that this world, in its current configuration, was not built to easily receive. You tried to share what you saw, and the response was confusion or dismissal, or the kind of polite, quiet concern that told you clearly, without anyone needing to say it directly, that what you were bringing to the table was too much, too strange, too far outside the agreed-upon boundaries of what was considered real. And so you tried again. You softened the edges. You found more palatable words. You learned to qualify your knowing with disclaimers, to wrap your intuition in the language of logic, so that it would be less threatening to the people around you. And slowly, in that process of translation, something started to erode. Not the gift itself, never the gift itself, but your trust in it. Your willingness to stand behind it without apology. The intimacy you once had with your own frequency began to feel like something you had to justify, rather than something you were simply allowed to inhabit. That erosion is one of the most profound losses a starseed can experience. And it is also one of the most reversible, because the moment you stop trying to translate yourself into a language that was never designed to hold you, the moment you simply choose to exist at your own frequency without waiting for permission or recognition, everything begins to shift. That interference is not yours. Let that land. The confusion you feel is not evidence that you are broken. It is evidence that you are carrying something this dimension has been actively suppressing for a very long time, because what you hold, the specific combination of frequency, intuition, compassion, and cosmic memory, it threatens the structures that depend on humanity remaining asleep. And the moment a starseed begins to stir, the field around them generates resistance. Not as punishment, as a test, as a calibration. The pressure you have felt was never meant to break you. It was meant to reveal the tensile strength of what you carry. Consider the nature of calibration. When a precision instrument is being calibrated, it is subjected to exactly the conditions it will need to withstand in order to function correctly. The calibration process is not comfortable for the instrument. It is not designed to be. It is designed to ensure that when the instrument is placed in the precise conditions it was made for, it will respond with perfect accuracy. This is what the resistance has been doing to you. Every moment of pressure, every experience of feeling misunderstood, every season of isolation and confusion. It was applying exactly the conditions necessary to ensure that when the time came for you to step fully into your mission, your frequency would be stable, clear, and unwavering, not because you had been broken and rebuilt, but because the testing process had confirmed at every level of your being that you could hold the signal even when everything around you was working to disrupt it. The structures that benefit from unconsciousness are not abstract. They manifest in cultural narratives that tell you your sensitivity is weakness, that your vision is delusion, that your longing for something beyond the material world is escapism. They manifest in the well-meaning voices of people who loved you and still could not see you, who encouraged you towards safety and practicality in ways that slowly taught you to distrust the extraordinary nature of what you were carrying. But none of that changed what you are. It only made the eventual recognition of what you are more powerful, more profound, more unshakable. Because you did not arrive at this knowing easily, you arrived at it through fire. And what has been tested by fire does not burn. Your energy field is still holding patterns that were never originally yours. They were absorbed, inherited, pressed into you by an environment that did not understand what you were. Generational weight. Collective fear. The residue of timelines where souls like you were silenced, dismissed, or worse, made to feel that their awareness was a burden rather than a gift. those frequencies are still active in your field. And until they are cleared, your starseed codes remain partially dormant. Not gone, never gone, but muted, waiting. Like a star behind cloud cover that is still burning at full intensity even when it cannot be seen from the ground. There is a kind of grief in this recognition that deserves to be honored, not bypassed. Because you did not choose to carry those inherited patterns. No one handed them to you consciously and said, "Here, take this fear, this limitation, this ancestral memory of what happens when someone like you shines too brightly." It happened through proximity, through the invisible transmission of energy that moves between people who share blood, who share space, who share the intimate territory of early life. You absorbed the frequencies of the people who raised you, the culture that surrounded you, the collective emotional weather of the time you were born into. And many of those frequencies were frequencies of contraction, of keeping small, of staying quiet, of not claiming too much, of making yourself palatable rather than powerful. These patterns overlaid themselves on top of your original coding, the way sediment layers itself over ancient inscriptions carved in stone. The inscription is still there, perfect and unaltered beneath the accumulation. But the surface looks different now. The clarity that was native to you at the beginning has been obscured by what got deposited on top of it through no fault of your own. The work of clearing is not the work of becoming something new. It is the work of uncovering what was always already there. It is an act of remembrance, not reconstruction. And as those layers begin to release, as you choose, one by one, to return inherited fears and collective wounds to the field they came from, the original inscription becomes visible again. Your codes emerge. Your frequency clarifies. And the dormant aspects of your starseed nature begin to breathe. Your DNA carries more than biology. It carries galactic instruction. There is a language written into your cellular structure that predates this civilization, that predates language as humanity currently understands it. It speaks in vibration. It speaks in resonance. It speaks in the inexplicable pull you feel towards certain sounds, certain frequencies, certain moments of silence that feel somehow more alive than all the noise around them. When you stand in nature and feel that deep, aching recognition, that is not metaphor. That is memory. Your body remembering what your mind was trained to forget. You are not broken, you are encoded. And the encoding is beginning to activate. Science, even in its current early understanding of epigenetics and cellular memory, is beginning to touch the edges of what ancient galactic wisdom has always known, that the body is not merely a biological machine operating according to fixed genetic programming, but a living, responsive, intelligent receiver and transmitter of information that extends far beyond what any current scientific model has fully mapped. Your cells carry frequencies that did not originate on this planet. This is not spiritual hyperbole. This is the literal description of what you are. When you arrived in this body, you did not simply receive the genetic material of two human parents. You carried within that template the layered frequency signatures of lineages that stretch back through dimensions and star systems that exist outside the perceptual range of third-dimensional consciousness. Those signatures are encoded in your DNA the way a complex musical score is encoded in a sheet of paper. Present, precise, complete, and waiting for the instrument capable of playing it to reach sufficient development to do so. The instrument is your consciousness. And as your consciousness expands, as you clear the interference, as you align more fully with your original frequency, the score begins to play. You begin to hear, feel, and know things that you did not learn here. You begin to access capacities that seem inexplicable by any conventional standard, but that feel, to you, like the most natural thing in the world. Because they are. They are the most original thing about you. The activation does not come all at once. It comes in waves. It comes in the moments you least expect. A conversation that shifts something deep and unnamed inside you. A piece of music that makes you cry without understanding why. A dream where you knew exactly who you were and exactly where you came from, and then woke into this life, feeling the loss of that knowing, like a wound. Those are not random occurrences. Those are your star lineage reaching through the veil, touching the places in you that are still awake, still listening, still remembering. The Arcturian frequency that moves through transmissions like this one does not speak to your mind first. It speaks to what is underneath, to the part of you that has never fully arrived in this dimension because it knows, it is always known, that it belongs to something vaster. Pay attention to those moments, not with the analytical mind that wants to categorize and explain them, but with the deeper intelligence that simply receives. When something moves you without apparent cause, when you are struck by a beauty so profound it feels almost painful, when you find yourself standing at a threshold you did not consciously approach, but that feels unmistakably significant. These are not decorative experiences. They are navigational. They are the way your higher self and your galactic lineage communicate with you through the narrow channel of embodied existence. Because the full frequency of what you are cannot be transmitted directly through the filter of a physical nervous system that is still calibrating to its expanded capacity. So it comes in pieces and glimmers in the unexpected moment when the veil thins and you feel, even for just a breath, the vast, luminous truth of what you actually are, beyond the confines of this particular lifetime and this particular body. Those moments are not teases, they are previews. They are your star family showing you what is available, showing you what is becoming more fully accessible with each layer of clearing, each act of alignment, each choice you make to orient toward truth rather than away from discomfort. The Arcturian frequency in particular operates with extraordinary precision. It does not broadcast broadly and indiscriminately. It moves like a targeted signal, finding the exact receivers it was designed to reach and activating in those specific receivers the dormant codes that are ready to respond. If this transmission is resonating with you, that is not accidental. You are coded to receive it. Awakening is not an escape from Earth. Let that be said clearly, because so many starseeds have been conditioned to believe that their longing for home means they are supposed to leave, supposed to detach, supposed to float above the density of this world, and exist at some untouchable altitude. That is not the mission. The mission is to bring your higher templates fully into this timeline, to root your multi-dimensional intelligence into the ground beneath your feet, to be so fully present in this dimension while simultaneously embodying your galactic origins that the two realities begin to merge. That merging is not comfortable at first. It is disorienting. It will feel like you are standing between worlds with no solid footing in either, but that threshold is exactly where your power lives. This is perhaps the most important reorientation a starseed can undergo, because the misunderstanding of the mission creates a kind of spiritual drift that can keep an extraordinarily gifted soul perpetually hovering just outside the full expression of what they came here to do. The longing for home is real. It is legitimate. It is one of the most defining emotional signatures of a soul who remembers, even partially, the frequency they came from. But that longing is not a directive to leave. It is an invitation to bring home here, to become such a clear and fully embodied expression of your galactic origin within the physical dimension that the gap between where you came from and where you are begins to close, not because you rose above the earth, but because you brought the higher frequencies so completely into your earthly presence that this dimension itself was elevated by your being in it. Think of the most ancient trees you have ever seen, the ones with roots so deep and so wide that they seem to draw nourishment from the very center of the planet, while simultaneously reaching their canopy so high that they seem to touch another world entirely. They do not choose between depth and height. Their greatness is precisely the span between the two. That is the image of the fully awakened starseed, rooted in the earth, sourced from the stars, and so completely present in both that their existence becomes a bridge, a living, breathing, walking transmission of what is possible when galactic consciousness fully inhabits human form. You do not need to convince anyone of what you carry. You never did. The exhaustion of trying to be understood, of trying to make people see what you see and feel what you feel, you can set that down now. You were never sent here to explain yourself. You were sent here to emit. Your frequency is the transmission. Your presence in a room changes the room. Your alignment shifts the field around you in ways you may never witness directly, but that are nonetheless real and measurable at the energetic level. When you walk through a space fully embodied in your truth, you leave an imprint. You leave a resonance, and that resonance activates something in the people who encounter it, whether they have the language for it or not. There is a profound liberation available in fully receiving this, because so much of the pain of the starseed experience has been rooted in the desperate need to be recognized. To have someone look at you and say, "Yes, I see it. I understand what you are. I can receive the full spectrum of what you carry." And while that recognition is beautiful when it comes, and it does come with increasing frequency as you align more fully with your truth, it was never the condition required for your gift to function. A lighthouse does not require the ships to acknowledge it in order to emit light. It does not pause its signal while it waits for confirmation that someone is receiving. It broadcasts continuously, with perfect consistency, from its fixed position, trusting that the nature of what it is doing is already sufficient. That is the invitation, to become that lighthouse, to emit not because you have been seen, not because you have been validated, not because the world has finally caught up to the frequency you've been carrying, but simply because emitting is what you are. Because the transmission is not something you do, it is something you are. And when you stop performing your gift and simply start being it, something shifts in the entire field around you. People who are ready begin to find you. Conversations begin to open that you could not have forced open through any amount of explanation or persuasion. Synchronicities multiply. Alignments appear, not because you convinced anyone of anything, but because your frequency became clear enough to be recognized by the people who were already tuned to receive it. The delays have not been accidents. The long seasons of silence, of stagnancy, of feeling like everyone around you was moving forward while you stood still. Those were not punishments, they were preparation. Your arrival code required a specific sequence of experiences, a specific depth of understanding, a specific degree of refinement in your frequency before the next phase of your mission could be unlocked. The confusion was calibration. The forgetting was protection. The silence was the space in which your true signal was being strengthened. And now the synchronizations are accelerating because you are finally aligning with the version of yourself that came here, with full intention, full awareness, and a specific role in the greatest shift this planet has ever undergone. Think of the way a master craftsman approaches the most demanding work of their life. They do not simply begin. They prepare with a thoroughness that might look to an outside observer like inactivity, like wasted time. They gather the right materials with care. They allow certain elements to cure, to set, to reach the precise state of readiness that the work demands. And then, when every condition has been met, when every preparation has been completed with the attention it deserved, they begin. And the work that emerges is something that could only have been created by someone who was willing to honor the full length and depth of the preparation process. Your delays were that preparation. The years when nothing seemed to be happening were the years when everything essential was being assembled, refined, and aligned within you. The experiences that seemed to have nothing to do with your mission were the experiences that gave you the precise wisdom, the specific depth of compassion, the particular understanding of human struggle that your mission requires. You did not waste those years. You were building something that required exactly that much time, exactly that much experience, exactly that depth of formation before it was ready to be brought fully into the world. And now the building is complete enough to begin. Now the preparation has reached the threshold of activation. Now the synchronizations are accelerating because the timing, the cosmic timing that was always operating behind the scenes of your personal journey has arrived. Here is what we want you to receive, fully, in every layer of your being. You are not lost. You are arriving. This moment of recognition you are experiencing. This feeling that something in you is waking up, that the words being spoken are not new information but remembered truth. This is not coincidence. There are no accidents in the mechanics of awakening. You were guided here. You were called here by the part of you that has been waiting with extraordinary patience for you to be ready to hear it. You did not forget your mission as a failure. You chose to delay your memory so that you could awaken in precise alignment with the timing of Earth's transformation. Every moment of doubt, every moment of isolation, every moment of feeling like you were too much and also somehow not enough. It was all architecture. It was all part of an orchestration so precise, so intricate, so loving in its design, that if you could see the full map of your journey from above, you would not feel grief for the hard years. You would feel awe. Let that word settle. Awe. Let that word settle. Awe. Not relief, not vindication. Awe. Because the map of your journey, viewed from the perspective of your higher self, is not the story of someone who struggled and eventually found their way. It is the story of a master navigator moving through conditions that required extraordinary skill, extraordinary patience, and extraordinary trust, executing a voyage of such cosmic significance that the complexity of the route was entirely proportionate to the importance of the destination. Every detour was deliberate. Every dark night of the soul was a portal. Every moment when you came to the edge of your endurance and chose to remain, chose to keep going, chose to maintain even the barest thread of connection to something beyond the immediate pain of the experience. Each of those moments added a layer of depth to your capacity that nothing else could have provided. You were not someone who happened to survive a difficult journey. You were someone who was sent on a journey specifically designed to mention under conditions of partial forgetting and the you that has never forgotten anything at all. When you speak those words tonight, you are not performing a ritual for its own sake. You are creating a bridge. You are drawing the two aspects of yourself, the embodied and the cosmic, into direct communication with one another. You are telling every cell in your body, every layer of your energy field, every aspect of your consciousness that has been holding back out of old habit or inherited fear, that it is safe now to come forward, that the time for contraction is over, that the mission is active, that the signal is clear. Say it slowly. Say it with the full weight of everything you have carried to reach this moment. Say it and let the vibration of those words do what vibration was designed to do. Reorganize the field around its most essential truth. I remember who I am. I align with my star origin. I activate my soul mission with grace and clarity. These are not affirmations. They are codes, and you were built to receive them. Before you scroll, take a moment. Drop one intention in the comments, something real, something true, something that has been living in you and waiting for permission to be spoken. Then find someone else's intention below yours and respond to it. Not with advice, with presence, with recognition. This is not a comment section. It is a field. And what is cultivated here multiplies. If this transmission found you at the right moment, do not keep it contained. Someone in your world is standing at the exact edge of remembering, and this may be the signal they have been waiting for. Send it to them. And if you are ready to remain in this frequency, to keep receiving, to keep expanding, then stay close. Subscribe. Because this is only the beginning of what is being revealed. You are not just watching, you are activating. And we are just watching. You are activating. And we are just getting started.